Photography is for everybody. Literally, it knows no class, it knows no race, no gender, no creed. Photography literally transforms time and space. And really, photography is just, it's amazing. If I was a celebrity, I would for sure want to document my life. I'm sure you'd want to document your life as well. Today, we're talking about celebrities that are also accomplished photographers. The first celebrity photographer that we're going to talk about is Dennis Hopper. Now, Dennis Hopper is a photographer that has, the late Dennis Hopper, I do believe he's passed. Didn't Dennis Hopper pass? I do believe that he has. And photographs of Dennis Hopper and by Dennis Hopper is what I'm trying to show you. I think I might have just hit the wrong link. He has a book out right now. There we go. He has a book out, and his book talks about the photography and his photographs from his self portraits to the work that he did of American subculture. It's kind of incredible that black and white seems to be something that is carrying through with many of the photographers that I'm going to share with you today. But the way that he documented the 60s, the way that he documented celebrities like Andy Warhol, here you see Andy Warhol again. It's kind of cool. Like I was really surprised when I was doing research for today's episode, like all the different photographers that ended up becoming or going on to or loving photography. So, Dennis Hopper is really the first one that we're touching on. I'm really interested in your take on this type of photography. The thing that's crazy about being a celebrity is access. You're able to get access that other people don't get to see. We don't get to see behind the scenes. We don't get to see life in Hollywood. So for that reason, I think that it's pretty cool to look at this type of photography, especially if you're into Hollywood culture, and seeing Hopper with his Nikon F camera, seeing him later in his life, seeing him loving photography is just something that I think is cool. I used his photograph today for the thumbnail. He made an amazing photograph outside or from his car while he was driving. And I think that it's pretty brilliant. His book is called The Lost Album, and it's an intimate photo diary of the groundbreaking 60s. Um, I guess we'll allow ads. Oh boy. I guess it's blocking me from seeing the Los Angeles Times. That's kind of sad. All right, let's get into our next photographer. That was Dennis Hopper. By the way, if you're watching, thank you. I appreciate you. Welcome. I see you. I appreciate you for watching. The next photographer that we're going to look at. This photographer, his name is Leonard Nimoy. You guys might know him from Star Trek, but Leonard Nimoy is an accomplished photographer. And really, of all the photographers that we're talking about today, I would say Leonard Nimoy is one of the most respected photographers. He dabbles in studio work, he dabbles in body image. He makes just a lot of positive images. He made a book called The Full Body Project where he was shooting I guess what you would call obese women, and the work is cool. Like I think it's dope in the fact that Leonard Nimoy is making these photographs. Well, the late Leonard Nimoy. is making these photographs, I think is super cool. Definitely let me know. Let's go 44. Glad you're here. Welcome, Julie. I think that it's dope that Leonard Nimoy photographed and actually photographed at a really high level. I mean, he passed in 2015. It shows you how much of a Star Trek fan I am. I guess I would have known that. But looking at his photographs, you can see he took the craft very seriously. He took the craft very seriously. I do believe I have one more thing here that I can show you from Nimoy. This is a Pinterest folder, and it says, besides his rising star as a major contemporary American photographer, in his spare time, Leonard Nimoy moonlights as an actor, director, and philanthropist. He is one of the world's most loved personalities, Dr. Spock. So this literally such beautiful nudes. Like he has just such a beautiful sensibility. Like do let me know. What's up, Andy? Glad you're here. Do let me know if you like this type of work. I mean, the art nude I think is amazing. I'm really kind of into that type of work, but I'm more interested in your take on celebrities making photography, celebrities making photographs. And if you look at this photograph, like whether you like this is a great photograph, doesn't matter who took it. Like, and that's what I'm really trying to look at today is yes, these are actors, yes, these are photographers, I mean celebrities, but the thing that's incredible is they're gaining like some world respect. We're going to look at one more thing here. The R. Michelson Gallery is the gallery that represented Nimoy and still represents his work. This is Secret Celebs, which was the gallery project that I just showed him standing in the gallery sharing this particular project. The next I think that is beautiful is again some of his art nudes. He shot this work just beautifully. Specifically, this is gorgeous. I mean, you can still buy his prints. I think this is a beautiful photograph. Do let me know what you think of the work of the late Leonard Nimoy. I think that this is a fantastic photograph too. And again, it's almost like a traditional art pose, but I definitely appreciate it. Another very beautiful photograph. All right, Leonard Nimoy. That is some photographs from his gallery. Okay, so this next photographer, actor, I didn't know who he was. I gotta admit, I had no idea who he was. You guys tell me if you know who this guy is. Um, he's known on television shows The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Riverdale. I don't watch any of those shows. The photographer I'm talking about, his name is Cole Sprouse. Now, Cole is another one of those photographers on this list that, I mean, this photographer, this guy shoots for Vogue. Now, is this guy shooting for Vogue because he's an incredible photographer? Or is he shooting for Vogue because he's an actor? Now, I want to hear your opinions, guys. I'm really interested. You tell me, Andy, do you think that this is accomplished photography, 44 games? Or do you think this photographer is getting this opportunity because he's a world famous actor? Very interested. I mean, this is Vogue. Canada Goose. Like, how do you compete with celebrity? That's the question. How do we compete with celebrity? If you ask my opinion, I would say you think it's because he's an actor. I think that he has talent for photography. I think the fact that he's shooting for Vogue already is because he's an actor. I know my viewers, given the same resources, yeah, 44 says there's still good shots, but you think that he got help. Julie says she has an opinion, but wasn't asked. That's so funny. So this is the work of Cole Sprouse. My opinion, I think that he's a talented photographer. I think that this guy can shoot. I almost think that this guy's a photographer first, even before, like, he's probably a better photographer than he is an actor. This is his he calls reportage. I think that, you know, there's stuff that he's stronger at than others, but I do appreciate the fact that he gets in there. He's got something. He's got something. I definitely think that he might have somebody helping him curate the portfolios, but he has something for sure. For sure. There's something here. And his landscapes. There's something, you know? I think this guy has something. This is Cole Sprouse. His website, Cole Sprouse Photo. And he has, wait till you see his Instagram. Wait till you see his Instagram. Do you think that this guy's popular? He's got 38 million followers. Like 38 million followers. What's up, Alice? I'm glad you're here. Oh my God. 38 million followers. Like, is the work worth better than Michael Muller? Is it better than other photographers that have less of a reach on Instagram? Yeah, that is Cole Sprouse. Wow. Again, it's super interesting, man, for me to see how these photographers and how you guys are taking these photographers. Like, are you feeling it or are you not? It's fun to see. Okay, the next photographer is an actor. His name is Vito Mortensen. And he is, like, obviously he's an Academy Award nominated actor, but he definitely is respected within the photography field. As far as level of talent compared to some of the other photographers we've looked at. Uh, uh, you know, he gets some attention. Viggo Mortensen, I feel like there's a little novelty when it comes to this photographer. Let's go Ray Cleveland, the latest streamer I know in the world. Ray's always wait, Ray, you're a late riser, man. It's like 3 in the morning and this guy's streaming. All right. So Vito Mortensen, and he's also looks like, I mean, let's look at one more link from him, because it might not be the best collection of his work there. Okay, let's look at this. These are all ugly watermarks, but let's see if you think that this work is worthy. I I'm I'm giving it uh you guys tell me. We're looking at the work of celebrities that are also photographers. Yeah, the watermarks are painful, but the work is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely embracing the I'm an artist guy, you know. For me, I don't know if I'm sold on Vigo Mortensen. But this next one, I got some respect for. I've definitely shown some content from this American actor and former professional skateboarder who's gained recognition for his distinctive film and digital photography. That little description bio, we're talking about Jayson Lee. And Jayson Lee, crazy, amazing sponsored skateboarder and a very, very well respected photographer. This is his website where a majority of the work is available for sale. He shoots America, it seems. I really, there's like a dreamy, like Little America kind of feeling to his work. I'm interested in hearing what you guys think of Jayson Lee. I'll show some more links because I think that his website really just is hoping that you'll buy prints. Everything that he's showing you is about buying photographs. I like this. The green is nice. Thoughts? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments of your favorite photographer that I'm sharing with you today that is also a celebrity. We are looking at the work of Jayson Lee. Let's look at one more. I like that one. Let's look at one more of Jayson Lee's links. He has a blog, and this is called Jayson Lee Journal, and it's attached to his website. And this, he shows the photographs a little bigger, although it's a horizontal scroll and you can't really click it. But I do appreciate the way that he does these series. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. They go together well, these photographs. The color tone, the green. It's really nice. Do let me know what you think of Jayson Lee's work. This is just his visual diary. And again, it's important for photographers to have these visual diaries. It's important. That's nice. So this one's called Morning Walks. This is from last year. He lives in LA, obviously. I do think that there's work here, for sure. For sure. That's the work of Jayson Lee, guys. I think that he's definitely has, like, he has something, you know? And I think that definitely talented. He's on Instagram at Jayson Lee. He has, I'd say, 250,000 followers. He shoots film. This is him signing one of his books. He's definitely, he has something, and he really respects the craft. You just look at how he treats his Instagram. Former pro skateboarder Jayson Lee. Definitely following him. Definitely worth a follow for you as well. All right, the next one. This is an actor / musician known for his roles in films like The Fifth Element, whose passion for photography is huge, and he has exhibited his work all over. We're talking about Lenny Kravitz. Are you gonna go my way? Lenny Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz is an accomplished photographer, and he started back in the aughts, and he's a Leica photographer officially, and he shoots and documents. First of all, his first book was documenting the paparazzi taking pictures of him. So, I mean, that book called Flash, I think is a really cool idea, documenting paparazzi. Like, what a novel idea to document all the people who are trying to photograph him. So I thought that was cool. This is Lenny Kravitz, and just some excerpts from his book Flash. He's done several books, which, when you have the kind of recognition and fame that Lenny Kravitz has, like, ideas like this become super easy to execute. Like, the paparazzi follows you everywhere, obviously. So yeah, this is an article from GQ. Lenny Kravitz on what sparked his love for photography. Obviously, he has an interesting life. So yeah, are there photos? Yes, some photos here. He also has like a custom camera, a custom Leica that you can buy for like $37,000. Interested in your thoughts on the work of Lenny Kravitz. Interested. I feel this is a little novelty. Yeah, this is Lenny Kravitz, the photographer. Let's see if we can find one more link. Yes. The Leica Gallery. The Leica Gallery has done some great things here with Lenny. So let's have a look at Lenny talking about, for 2 minutes, his love of and for photography. Let me just stop that. Let's get into it. Oh, I guess I got to turn the music up, eh? Sorry, I got to turn the let me just turn this sound up. Bring this back to the beginning. We will react, and here we go.
I'm taking care of the Leica galleries worldwide, and we have now 13 Leica galleries, and one really big gallery is here in Los Angeles. We worked already with Lenny since quite a long time, and he used, of course, our cameras with much fun.
He probably gets them for free too. Like, come on.
Shooting moments, shooting portraits, just shooting whatever I came across, and then this whole thing started to happen.
The theme is flash, so this is really amazing because it's the other way around. He is photographing all the people who photographs him.
Instead of becoming frustrated that I couldn't get out and shoot what was in front of me. That's life. You know, you have to capture the moments that are there for you. So I began to shoot the people that were shooting me, and it became a dance, became a game.
The camera is
Denzel
a
Washington,
beautifully
let's go.
vintage-looking MP camera, so it's a very modern camera, but it was made to look like the old Leica Flex that Lenny was given by his father at age 21.
Basically a tribute to my father's first camera. I like the look of things that are worn and feel like they've had some history.
I gave you all the love I
Yeah, it's dope. Wow. That's gonna get me muted. Lenny Kravitz and Leica. Guys, I think that that is all the photographers that I found that are now also actors. All the actors that I found that are also photographers for today. But we do have enough time left today to do what we like to call some real photo reviews. Robert Irwin. I will definitely look at Robert Irwin. Let's do that right now, shall we? Robert Irwin. I've never heard of this guy. Robert Irwin, photographer. Is he an Australian TV personality? He's a nature photographer. Okay. Robert Irwin. Is this the son of the guy who Steve Irwin? Is this who we're talking about? Steve Irwin, the guy who got killed by the stingray? Amazing. Yeah, I didn't know that he was making photographs. Wildlife photographs. Very clever. Very clever. Very good niche. It's clever. I mean, there's definitely... We have some pretty amazing wildlife photographers that watch here. Yeah, he's definitely has some great access. I think he's still young. I think he's still young, and I think he's going to definitely develop into quite an amazing, likely National Geographic photographer, because his dad was a super famous television personality. So that's my take. He has a book coming out. Amazing. Okay, guys, let's get into some real photo reviews. Let's see who has submitted some photos. We got some new photos from Saucy. Saucy is a young gun. I do believe Saucy's like 15, 16 years old. Let's look at a photograph from Saucy. This is really nice. It has like a nice treatment. There's like a nice feeling to it. I'd love to know a little bit more about your gear, because I do see we're losing a little bit in the highlights here. We're losing a little bit in the highlights up here. Oops. But the overall feeling of the photo, it's Zach, I think, is Saucy, but I'm just going to call you Saucy. I think that just a little bit of highlight that we're losing in here, you can definitely recover. And we're losing just a little bit up here, which again, you could probably pull back a little bit in the highlights. The treatment is amazing. I really love the feeling of the grain. I love the anonymous, like looking off into the distance. That's super smart. And again, it's a cover photograph if you want it to be. It really feels like it's a cover if you want it to be. It's got a good flavor, and you've given it enough room that if this needed to be an 8x10, an 8x10 crop proportion wise would be about call it here, and you still have lots of room at an 8x10 proportion, or even like a 9x12, which would kind of sit around there for a cover to go in. So this is a dope picture. I like it a lot, Saucy. We're giving you an 11. I would like you to work on holding your highlights the next time you shoot. All right, let's get into another photographer. let's get into another photographer. This photographer, I don't know if you guys know her. Her name is Julie Legovska. Julie says this. This is for this week's assignment, which is shooting monochrome, and also a tribute to black and white photography from the last Ask a Photo Pro episode. I shot this series in Hyde Park this week. This is my tribute to my pagan heritage. We say our gods are dark. They live, they love, they bleed, they die. Shot with my beloved Canon 6D 50mm 1.8. Julie, you're a great writer. You should write more. And what you just wrote right there could be a blog post. So don't be afraid of your Substack. I know you've been having a hard time with consistency posting, but words like that make for great posts. This is lovely, Julie. I really like this. It's ominous. It's ominous. It feels powerful. This is a departure. I mean, you're a people photographer, but I want you to know that you also can do this. This is amazing. The leading line, the texture that you managed to capture here, the way that you have compositionally this happening at the third. Yeah, Julie, this is a win for me. Like, I don't know what I can say other than I'm happy. I'm happy with this photo. There's a couple of distracting things, which are very small. Has to do with crop. This white up here against the tree. You can see how nice it looks here, but up here it feels like there's something missing. So it would be nice if compositionally you wrapped yourself around this way a little bit to make it so that tree hugged that. So you match this side, which is basically framing. You're losing the frame up here as we get into the white. That's one thing, Julie, that I can say. If you wanted to be insane, you would just grab this and then slide this up here and fill in that white area. It's a small way. Julie says this way there's a bench that will appear in the frame, probably right here if she goes that way. So I understand that. You can also just pinch in just a bit. You can just cut your frame and just crop there. You know what I mean? So basically you cut the white out. If you have to, you can do that with the same the same image. But Julie, this is a banger. Very happy with this picture. You also should be very happy with this picture. And let's get into the rest of this series. All right, Miss Legovska. The next one for Julie. Julie, come on. This is gorgeous. Like, oh my word. Julie, this is gorgeous. Like, just take this in. This is a beautiful frame, Julie. Come on now. Julie, this is so good. And again, frameable work. This is frameable, sell as a print, beautiful, moody work. Like, I know that you have this in you. Like, this excites me. And it's technically perfect. You shot at an aperture that gave you insane sharpness on everything all the way through your frame, Julie. Like, this is some real great discipline. AAPP submissions, Ray. This is great, Julie. Really great. I mean, you have this in you. Again, I know that when you go out to make photos, you come back with photos. Like, you killed this. This is another really interesting frame. It's interesting. I like the texture. I like the sharpness. And I like the depth to this, Julie. There's one thing that's distracting, which is this little thing up here. Again, content aware fill, drag this over here, that disappears, or you leave it and it's just me that's being super anal. But it might be just this highlight that's distracting me. I think it's the whole thing. I would nix that, but again, it's like a small thing that's just taking my eye from the main subject, which is here. I love the offset. If you're looking at this as a double page spread, sorry, my line, I really thought my line was going to be pin straight. If you look at this as a double page spread, Julie, it's really great discipline between the two frames. You know, like your interest is on this side. It's dope. Should be proud. This is another great catch. Really great shot. Definitely good. You should be thrilled. I'll give it an 11. Is it as strong as this one? This is crazy. But I do like it. It is pleasing and it's compositionally sound. So I'm rating you, Julie. And also, I judge. I'm sometimes a harsh critic when it comes to looking at your photography because my expectations are high of the level of talent that you've already proven to me that you can do. What you're doing today, Julie, is proving to me that you can shoot landscape, you can shoot urban decay, you can like have a theme and go out and execute. And also, you went to a new area. You went to High Park. I don't know if you've gone to High Park to make photographs before, but you really did great. And this is just another example right here where I believe you actually killed it. This is as strong as this picture, just from another perspective. It's a little bit more minimal. I really love the leading line that you have coming in here. I love the reflection on the water of the leading line. It's aggressive, but also gentle, if that makes any sense. This is a photograph that people would print and put on their wall. This is another really beautiful, beautiful idea and a well done execution, Julie. You should be pleased. All right, let's see what else we got. I think we got one more photo from Julie. And this is a nice texture detail, Julie. Again, Julie's doing all of this with her 50mm. This is a great texture detail. This is shot with the 13-year-old camera with a standard like $100 50mm lens. And look at the technical sharpness. Look at the tone in this print. Julie, this is ridiculous. Like so good. You should be very happy with this photography. And again, like, I hope that you don't need me to validate how good this is. I hope that you're getting to the point where you're recognizing when you're making incredible photographs. I hope that that's the case. And like, this photography is so good. I want you to watch this 11. This 11. Super stark, very beautiful. This a little busier, a little bit more aggressive with these like trees. Like, it's almost like macabre. It's really strong. This is like a gentle sort of entry into that thought process, but it's a different kind of a picture. But this photograph stands on its own. I feel like this stands on its own. Welcome, Les. Glad you're here, my brother. And then this photograph for me is also an outlier where it stands alone as well. It doesn't fit quite into the other set, but this, and this. Oops, this. So it's almost like these two are a series. I would have liked to see you investigate this water and the branches more, or share with us more photos, because this is really strong. And then you have this where the texture, you could have done a whole series on these textures, you know, easily. You could have done a whole series on the textures. And then this too. This, you could have done a whole detail on pine trees and these aggressive needles. So very proud of you, Julie. You did very well. You should be very happy. Very happy. Warbuck says, quick story time. While out working with my uncle, I was standing at a hardware store. A lady in the front was on the phone. I overheard her say, I have no idea where I'm going to get headshots done for work. She's a psychologist. I tapped her on the shoulder and said, I'm a photographer. I do headshots. I showed her a bit of my work and she was already sold. The first shot was done by a photographer friend 2 years ago. I told her I can blow it out of the water. Told her to tell her friend about Cardi's channel, and she still talks to them because they need to level up. So I guess this, Jay, is the photograph that was her headshot before. I'm gathering this was her older original headshot. And then let's see what Jay has done for her. This is Jay's first photo of her. This is great, Jay. And again, I love the discipline of you shooting in the shadow. I love the discipline of you shooting in the shade. I love the highlight back here. This graphic is good. Still working a little bit about that. That's a little distracting. I feel like if you had it arced this way, we might have been able to tuck this a little bit back behind her. Still, it's not so bothersome. Or if you went that way, you would have been able to put this behind her head, so you wouldn't see that at all. The skin tone is excellent, Jay. I really love the skin tone. The skin tone is good. I do want you to watch your retouching because I am seeing like a little bit of blur tool that's happening in here under her eyes. I see blur tool that's happening in here. I see blur that's happening around her lips, especially in the corners. Jay, you know, I'm going to see this stuff. I see this in her the corner of her lips and here. I've been begging for you and Julie to get together and Jay take some schooling from Julie on skin retouching. I feel in here, again, blur tool. So I want to just make sure that you're using either burning and dodging or you're using frequency separation. There just has to be something. So like at this size, I could see that there was something, and this is at 100%. You can see around the lips, there's some issues. The rest of her skin looks okay, but I think that she has naturally pretty good skin. Where it gets into problems is where you get up here into the hair. And you can see in here in the hair where it's like you're just healing on top of the hair and you're doing it over here too. So it's like things like that. People like myself, people who are in the know are going to catch it. Her, she's not going to catch it, but it's up to us to like, and you definitely killed it. It's way better than the photography that she has done before, of course. But let's just work on that one thing because the photography's there. But if you nail your post-production, if you nail her post-production, bro, like now you can show it and you can be proud of it in your portfolio. That's what I'm just working on. And then this is like a library photo. Let's have a look at this one. The pose is a little conservative, although I do like the busy background doesn't bother me. There is like a color balance thing where back here looks quite brown. Like this light I know is not gonna get white, but because you're doing mixed light, you're shooting into fluorescent, so you have like a really like a green cast that usually comes from back here that you're trying to counter. And then she's being lit by natural light, she's being lit by window light. So when you balance here, and you can even still see in her shirt there's a cast of green. I can see that on my monitor. I'm not sure if you see that on your monitor. There's a little bit of a cast of green. But I'm sure when you color balance here, it throws what's happening in the background off. So skin tone is better here. The retouching is a little cleaner in some parts, but still the hairline. This is an area that is a troubled area. So I can see all up here where you were retouching, and also around the mouth. So just this little area right here. So yeah, Jay, something that we can work on is getting you some retouching help, some coaching, just to get your retouching really snappy. As far as these two photos, and as far as my favorite of these two photos, this is definitely, I would say, my favorite of the two. The mixed light scenario is where it got busy. I think her sitting with the hands crossed is almost like too conservative. I would have her standing, and and then see what you can have her standing and what the background looks like, to make sure that you don't have like crazy distractions around her face. Her outfit really lends itself for a non-distracting background, but again, it's like you still did amazing. The lip line is not your fault, but you can see how she overpaints her lips. Overpainted lips really make it tricky for you on your post-production, and everybody sees that she's overpainting her lips. So you can help her by saying, hey, let's just, you know what I mean? Be advised, like, you're so shy, but be the authority. It's okay to say, hey, you know what? I think overpainted lips are kind of like 15 years ago. With these 45 megapixel cameras, I can see that you're overpainting your lips. What's stronger is having a strong, perfect lip line that's actually on your lip. You're not making your lip any bigger by painting it like 2 millimeters around it, you know? It just looks silly. So yeah, things to catch, Jay. I think you did a great job. I want you to perhaps, for your own portfolio, work on doing some frequency separation and nailing that post-production. So your retouching is just tight, you know? Something I've been catching for a while on you, Mr. Retouching. Devanshu says he has sent me a link where Editor's Pick Portrait Award. He has won a portrait award by the Independent Photographer. The Independent Photographer magazine, where you can submit photos. I'm sure you remember my Jamil Shabazz interview. Jamil saying, submit to contests, submit to every contest that you can. Our man Dev and his photo right here. Boy in Bangalore. Photograph selected. Congratulations, Devanshu. Award-winning photograph that I think I called the photo of the week 1 week. Well done, Dev. Good shit. Great shot. And then another. He says this version isn't the final retouched version. It's the file that he had locally on his hard drive. So he said he'll submit the final retouched version without the tiny specks on the nose. This is great, Dev. Really nice feeling to this photograph. Really nice feeling. I mean, I want to see your final color. The skin tone is a little odd. Like, it's not necessarily like flattering. It's a little, yeah, I think that this particular image would suit better in monochrome, just personally. Let me see what this looks like in black and white. I'm just worried about her skin tone. Just compared to your normal skin tone is way more buttery, you know? Just 2 cents. Let's see what it looks like in black and white. All right. Let's see what Ray has to say. We got a few more photos. We got some photos from Ray, a photo from my brother, and a little video from my brother. Let's see. Ray says, a couple from my trip to the Grand Canyon. I went to a star party and also caught my first lightning bolt at the canyon. It's a tiny bolt, but definitely worth checking off the bucket list. This is a crazy setup. Look at this setup. Like, look at this. Oh my God. Milky Way photography at its finest. Obviously, you're focused way back here, which is why your foreground is out of focus, because you're focused at infinity. But what a great shot, Ray. It's so sick. And I love the glow that's happening on the ground. It's a really powerful picture. Ray Cleveland. That's dope, Ray. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see the second one, which is the lightning bolt. Oh, sick. Sick capture. Great. This is like wallpaper forever. What a great shot. What a great shot. There's details of people back here. But that bolt, although a small one, is definitely sick. Definitely sick. Really dramatic clouds. The rain that's coming in is sick. Like this rain coming in here is amazing. In here, all of this is rain. And it's like you're in this little nook of no rain. Really sick. Really sick. And again, I'm interested in how long this exposure was. But a great, great, great capture. Great capture, Ray. Great, great, great. Ray Cleveland, dropping bombs, taking names, shooting all kinds of Milky Way. It's two from Ray. My brother has a few photos. He says a few behind the gun selfies while Les is working behind the gun. Handsome fellow, this guy. He looks just like me, only older. Let's go, Les. I'm glad you're here, my brother. Let's go. And this train photo's everything, Les. This is great. This is one of your strongest. Honestly, one of your strongest captures. And I know you shot this on your goddamn phone. I wish you shot this on your Canon. Or did you shoot it on your Canon? You tell me. But this is a fantastic capture. Oops. Fantastic capture, Les. You should be thrilled about this. By the way, guys, if you want to submit your photographs, you have to join my Discord. Super easy to join. There's a video description of the podcast that you're watching right now. Underneath, you will see Discord. Join my Discord and join the largest growing collection of photographers talking amongst themselves on Discord, according to no stats that I just invented. We have a little 22-second from my Leslie brother. This says murder plus one. I have no idea what I'm about to watch here, but let's, this title scares me. Oh, wow, bro. Crows. A murder of crows. And Leslie getting into editing here. I like Les. I'm going to play this one more time because I love you. But the fact that you're getting into edits, it's good. It's good. It's good practice for you to be putting together these little stories. You learn every time you do it. Yeah, that's great for you, bro. That's good. That's good. My brother has a YouTube channel as well. It's Opal Customs on YouTube. I am going to share Les's link. He's really, my brother is an incredible painter. He shares his artwork journey as well as the cars that he works on YouTube. If you're not following or subscribed to my brother, Opal Customs, I put his link in chat. You can also see the live chat replay if you're watching this after the fact and see that link. Guys, I hope you appreciate today's episode. I think we got through all the submissions. And I'm really trying to, it's hard to please everybody on this YouTube space, but I am trying to please the photographers that are trying to be professionals, and I'm also trying to appease the photographers that make photographs just because they love photography. So I'm trying to please everybody, which is sometimes sometimes difficult. But I do have some great ideas for some new video content coming up and some new podcast episodes coming up. Thank you guys for all the hearts. Those reactions actually fill my heart with hearts. I will be doing some looking at some of the raw submissions later on in the week, probably Thursday. We'll get into raw submissions. It's a little bit too late in the hour for me to do it today. But guys, if you hung out with me this late and long into the episode, thank you. I hope you got some value from the photographers that used to be actors that I showcased today. If you guys have ideas for episode content, if you have ideas for podcast episodes, is what I'm trying to say, leave me a comment and say, hey, you should talk about this. And maybe, just maybe, I'll do an episode for you. I mean, all of these episodes are for you exactly, but specifically for you. I do have a photographer who has a studio called Off Leash Studio that photographs dogs, and he is an incredible pet photographer, like so good. He has a very distinct style. I have shown him on the show before, so I am trying to get him as a guest. And yeah, more guests, more video content, and also thinking about possibly doing some more casual, just chatting, hanging out with you guys streams. Let me know if you're interested in me doing a few more just chattings, a few more just hanging out live while I'm working on Photoshop, while I'm just doing my day to day. I was thinking, I could actually stream this. This could be cool to stream. But again, it's all about your interest. If you guys are interested in hanging out with me more, maybe I will hang out with you guys more. I'm thinking about playing some games tonight. I don't know whether I will. I've been taking a little bit of a break from my evening streams just because it's summertime. It's busy. I'm up early and sometimes up till late. Tomorrow morning I have a super early 8:30 call time for a project that I'm going to be working on for the next year and a half. So work is coming. Also, I directed a music video. You guys might not have seen. This is the last thing that I'm going to share with you today. I directed a music video, and I've done maybe 10. I've done like 10 videos, but this video is one that I'm like proud of. The track is dope. You'll also be happy to know that happy to hear, I shot this video in 45 minutes, and I edited it in maybe 3 hours. Now, client loves it. Everybody's happy. I just want to let you know, when you're doing smaller budget videos, you can spend less time. You can do less takes. You can be hyper. But the thing that I did do with this video is I knew exactly what I wanted to shoot. I knew exactly how I was going to light it. Everything was mapped out beforehand. All I had to do was do it. So this is the podcast. Let me just put my do not disturb back on because it just went off. Let me debut. It's the Ask a Photo Pro debut of It's Mr. 22, Raise the Bar.
When you don't have the bag, they forget who you are. It might serve you and drive, you can't catch me apart. From a zip to a split, from a split to a brick. Now my VVs, they hitting the motherfucking dark. Pour out at 8 and we landed on Mars. She hopped in my race, she's amazed by the stars. I drive my X category is the bar. And when you on top, that should make you a target. Trap/artist, out of town plugs in the bowls, you be farming. All that boutique, I do not do the shows. Click, go, click, it'll make you melt. Out of town chips, did it all by myself. I bust on a brick, get it going, no help. Mother fake in the air, see the streets, they ain't fair. Every time that we slide, we told clicks by the pair. Glicks by the pair, roll up, I put that shit in the air. Keys to the city, I feel like the mayor. $1 million man when I look in the mirror. I touched 100, it wasn't enough. Stay true to yourself, always keep it above. Always keep it a buck. These streets get dark. Tell me who can you trust? Pull up, email, leave it, leak it. We leave his ass on the cement. RP post say Jesus. Clicks with the sticks, they say that we cheating. Talking on Insta, now his time is grieving. Tits on the Ruger, it's showing its cleavage. Now you be talking to Jesus. Niggas talk about trapping, importing, getting birds in. Tell me which way you working. Pull up, I'ma serve him. Serving nigga out the back door. No deals, don't ask her. Cooking chickens like it's Nando's. Good food, no. When you don't have the bag, they forget who you are. I might serve you and drive, you can't catch me apart. From a zip to a split, from a split to a brick. Now my VVs, they hitting the motherfucking dark. Pour out at 8 and we landed on Mars. She hopped in my race, she's amazed by the stars. I drive my X category is the bar. And when you on top, that should make you a target.
So that's Raise the Bar. I shot that again, in total, I did 18 takes. The song is 2 minutes and 12 seconds. So I did 18 takes. The way that I lit this was so simple. It was literally 2 lights facing each other. At times I had them behind. I had them like this, but there was just always pink light, the same magenta that I use as my branding, blue light. So I know that, I don't know if your monitor is a bit off there. Ray said teal and orange. I'm like, teal is kind of bluish, yes. The orange, didn't it look pink for you? Let me know if it looked orange for you on your monitor, but it should be pink. Anyways, yeah, I shot that and I'm realizing like I can shoot videos pretty naturally. I can shoot videos pretty naturally, and I actually really enjoy making that type of content. I was inspired to shoot it. I shot it really as soon as I had the idea. We set it to meet at like 10 p.m. because it's summer. It's gonna get dark late. We went to Trinity Bellwoods, which is like right there. I shot in the middle of the field, and I have lights, like literally my lights that you guys know. My light here was one of them, and then the other light that's in the back of my room right now is like, I just disconnect those lights, throw them in a bag. They run on batteries. I have battery powered LED lights so I can shoot videos outside. So I shot that video outside, and then the second part of it, I shot it here on my deck with a black background and a smoke machine. So I got to use my smoke machine because the smoke machine needs to be powered, and the black background made that shot and the outdoor shot match because I lit them the same. So anyways, thank you for watching that with me. That is the podcast debut of that video. It is on my YouTube channel. It is called Raise the Bar. If you want to support it, you can watch it again. You can share it with your social networks if you're feeling the track. And if you're not feeling the track, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for playing it. I'm sorry if that bothered you. Yo, I gotta say today, and I haven't done this for a while. But I have to say something. There's some real special photographs that I saw today, and I want to just highlight one photographer that I know has been having a really hard time. That photographer created this work. And I know I've said this to you before, Julie, and Julie is the photographer that I'm speaking of. Julie's been around since the very, very beginning of this podcast, literally since day one. And Julie's had some amazing ups and some insane downs. She's recently gone back to the Ukraine to help her family. She's now back here in Canada, but is going back to the Ukraine again for a longer period. She'll be back again, of course, but we just send some love to Julie. And also, Julie, know this. This, for me, is my photo of the day. So I would like to let you know that. This, for me, is your best photo. And I just want to end the show off on this photo, Julie, because I just want to remind you that you have talent beyond just your portrait photography, beyond just photographing good-looking people. You've always had an eye for making photos. Don't forget that, and know that this type of work that you're making here, it really, really, it sharpens your skills. It makes you see the unseen. It makes you turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. And that's what you did for me on this High Park set. I want you to know that you can do this on demand. I want you to believe in yourself. Honestly, believe in yourself, Julie, and know that it gets easier. It gets easier. Guys, I hope you appreciate today's episode. You know me, I'm back here every Tuesday, Thursday at 6 p.m. I've lost a lot of people since I switched to 6 p.m. A lot of people, my European viewers, my Bear Thunders, my Hell Dogs, the people who are in the UK. It's harder for them to watch when I stream at 6 o'clock, but I asked my viewers, I said, what is the best time? What would be a better time for me to stream if 2 o'clock is the middle of the day? What's better? And 70% of the people said after 6 p.m. So I decided, and only literally 10% said keep it at 2 o'clock. So, but I am thinking about maybe one of these 2 episodes being at 2, although it's better for the brain if they're always at the same time. So you guys tell me. Again, I might make another poll now that I've had my episodes at 6 p.m. for like a couple of months. Should I move them back to 2 p.m.? You guys tell me. I also have to figure out how I'm going to work that out with my life now that I'm used to these episodes being at the end of the day and I can work during the day, which is also part of the reason that I moved them. But again, I'm trying to make it so more of you can watch the live streams. Do let me know what your thoughts are in the comments today. Appreciate you all for watching. See you in the next one. Condolences, Julie. I got you guys always. I appreciate you all for watching. Whether you watch live or whether you watch after the fact, I love you. Appreciate you. You get better every single time you look through that goddamn camera. We just got to keep showing up. Showing up's the hardest part.